What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of NF Twins. Today, we're talking about the rise and fall of conferences. Is it actually coming back? Is it a revival? Or is it dead for business? What do you think, Lucas?
Well, I want to talk about our personal experience. We had like 7 or 8 years when we went to Portugal. Man, as a non-native speaker in neither in Spanish nor in Portuguese, when we arrived there, first thing at the airport, we're like, Mark, did we land in fucking Moscow or
Bro,
Russia?
we thought so, man. Honestly, we're like, what the heck is going on here? This does not sound like Portuguese or close to Spanish. But man, we were wrong.
Because we also like just used to like the smoother like Portuguese from Brazil, so like it sounds more Spanish. But yeah, back in the day we didn't speak any Spanish, so that didn't help at all. Anyways, coming back, so we went to the conference. What was it actually, Mark?
It was called Web Summit. So Web Summit is in the fall always, and basically it's a summit for a lot of startups. I mean, there's bigger companies as well, from startup to scale up. They have all of these countries present. I don't know, some startups, whatever, and you can meet investors. That's the idea. That's why we went there, right? How did that turn out, Lucas?
Well, to be honest, we spent a lot of time trying to talk to people, but in the end, we got some cards, but to be honest, no real business, like nothing was, oh, cool. We met some cool people, to be honest, though. That was nice. But from besides that, like for business, especially we did like a B2C business, it didn't help at all. It was,
Well, okay. For else, I have to say we're in the gaming space. We're not a gaming conference. We had barely anything that people can see or try. I mean, we had people could play GameCube and stuff. And like, in theory, this would record it now and do all that stuff. But that's about it, right? I think we had an emulator on my laptop, and then we would just screen capture, and then we're like, look, this is what happens.
but definitely not for business. All right, Mike, I want to come now back to what is actually right now, right? Because we talked yesterday to a guy who did a lot of business on conferences. And like, we clearly as rookies did everything wrong. So, Mark, how do you actually get business?
All right, right. First of all, did we do everything wrong? Let's fucking go into detail. What did we do? So we did have a booth, like we literally had a small part of there
What
where we
everybody has, like
exactly.
fucking thousands of people like trying to back, oh, investors come here,
So
watch this, watch
I
this.
think strategy wise, we're just like, because then you at one point, then you just have your luck. Well, it depends on your luck. If someone walks by, you can talk to them, etc. With some people that were cool, and actually at the after party, we met some really cool people.
That's true.
Really
After
good
party.
really good investors. But it's just like it's just mingling, right? End of the day, it's just more about who are you as a person, who you can connect with, and that's how the real world usually works, right? It's not like, oh, look at my product, it's so cool. Yeah, they can work for some people, but at the end of the day, people want to work with other people, right? So we met some really cool investors. They did not invest in us, obviously, because they were different, but they were like real estate investors, etc. They really clicked with us. It was really, really cool. But we didn't do it the traditional way. So, well, traditional way in terms of what they sell you, right? These conferences try to make money. And how do they make
Oh
money?
man, they make tons of money. They make most of the money not with the booths, but like with like the VIP tickets, etc. That's like where they make the big bucks. The small one is just like, all right,
Well,
gotta
booths
feel.
also. Think about how many. Look, we're on a strip that was like 20 meters, basically, and we had like, I don't know, a meter or something like that, where we had a little booth, and it cost us like, I don't want to lie, $400, something like that. I don't
Too
know.
much, too much.
Exactly, too much. But I'm saying my point is they're making good money, and then you have these VIP tickets, obviously it's upsell. So Lucas, going back, what would you change if you had the same setup to think be more productive there? And then we can go into the other
Wait,
stuff.
for Zoom, like
For Gazoo, now we're back there. It's 2018. We're going to Web Summit.
oh man, oof. I don't know, to be honest. What would you do different? Honestly, I would probably not go. Well, raising money, I would just spend more on the after parties, and then trying to. But I don't know.
So I think I would listen to more talks. So for me, it's more talks, and then you just meet in general people like investors. You see anyways the badges that try to hide it, but people that hide it are usually investors. And then you just click over them, just like just talk to a person. Oh man, you got some nice shoes there. Are these the new Air Force? That's cool.
Okay,
So
yeah.
you click with them on at a personal level, and you're not like, yo, what? And then they're at some point interested. Oh man, you're cool. What's happening? And then you can start talking about your startup. It's the same way
Much
that you
nice.
do with the ladies, Lucas. It's the same thing. You just talk to
Oh, I
investors.
definitely have no success on that part.
Oh, you
So
try at least. You just get shut down a lot. But hey, you try, my boy. You try.
all right, Mark. So yesterday we had a conversation with a guy who, well, so how did he succeed?
All right. So this is the strategy that we did, right? So what he did is differently. He went to these conferences. They're very, very specific conferences, but he didn't go there as an attendee, Lucas, right?
Nope, he did not. He definitely did much better than we did.
So what he did, he went there as a speaker. So why is this fucking amazing to be a speaker there?
Man, if you're a speaker, people, first of all, everybody thinks you're important because why the fuck are you even invited to a conference, right? If you're a speaker in a conference, doesn't have to be a big conference, but if it's very niche, it's very, very nice because then people are like, wait, who is this guy? Why is he speaking? You know, I mean, you don't have to be the closer of a panel, right? You can just be any speaker, and that makes a huge difference.
Well, also think about it this way. Now you're opening up the opportunity for people to talk to you, right? It's not like you have to start the conversation. This is already the conversation starter. Oh, I saw you upstage there. Oh, you have a little badge that says speaker. What did you talk about? What's your talk about? And if it happens to be AI or gaming, people already, oh, really interesting. Okay, tell me more.
That also, but it brings me to my next point. If you want to use this strategy, you should be an expert in something. Because in the end, it's like people, I'm almost thinking most people are, could be like generalistic. They're okay in in a lot of things, but not as specific in one niche. So if you want to go to a conference and want to be a speaker, you should be a very expert in a very specific niche. And then if you go to like a specific, of course, conferences are also niches. So like there are general ones.
Yeah, for example, let's say it was an agricultural one, right? You go to an agricultural conference. And then you do, let's say, because we work right now with AI, you have an AI model that can, I don't know, drones fly over your crop and tell you, okay, how much of a crop needs to be fertilized, whatever, all that stuff. If you have this, it's already specific and has a use case directly, right? You have to be the best at the fucking doing this stuff. If you have that 60, 70%, you're already so much better than the most people, right? And people are gonna talk to you. And this is how you get business because then they talk to you and they're like, oh, fuck yeah, nice. And you're solving kind of
Oh, I
my problem.
remember. I mean, you were a speaker, right? So it's like, oh, yeah, yeah, I did the panel. And then now we come to the next point, right? How do you get even invited to it? Because like this is not the first one, like the guy we talked to yesterday, too. But like our friend Fabi Mac, like how does he get invited to those?
All right. So these things are okay. Look, guys, everyone thinks like, all right, must be the craziest experts. Look, don't get me wrong. Some get invited, but some other people you can just literally buy to fucking have a talk.
Same with awards, right?
Yeah, some awards also like you just pay for the award. Like you don't even fucking people don't even know this. So people just like you apply and stuff, and then you have to pay basically to get a reward. And it's like it's fucking bullshit. So end of the day, you can go to a panel and instead of getting a VIP ticket, you just fucking hold a pitch basically, free marketing, and you pay I don't know probably less than a VIP ticket, and you have full access anyways. So that's a fucking hack, man. Directly do that. You can talk to anyone that you want basically. Amazing.
Also, that brings me to another point. If you, for example, you like the guy who speaks at a panel, now let's see, you're not a speaker, okay? Because maybe you don't have the expertise in a specific topic to be able to hold a conversation, or maybe you're like stage fright, etc. What you can do if you want to, for example, talk to that amazing person who is on the stage, look for his number one guy, right? Because the thing is, like, they always have a number one guy. So you can just reach out to them. I got an X for an MFM, so my first million. And they always say, like, yeah, man, you just don't, like, number one guy, like
The
the
number
right
two.
behind,
You mean
yeah,
number two?
number two, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So the right hand guy, I just talk to that person. Because in the end, he he blocks the calendar and like he's there. And if you're good with that guy, he's basically like a watchdog, right? So you
But
just,
that includes that you need to know that you know who's number two, right?
but that's, I think it's assumption. If you really want to work with somebody, you should make, should take the time to actually do the investigation.
Okay, all right. But then you're closing off a lot of the people that don't have number twos. Look, these are
But
like
then they're
big,
not
big
that
guys.
exactly.
No,
But
no.
we're talking about the big guys. Otherwise,
Yeah, but we're not
they,
talking about big guys always.
no, 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 always. But in that case, if it's like a like
Yeah, if it's
closer, otherwise, if it's just a normal, I don't think you can just approach them normally because like they're probably also just paid to be a speaker.
yeah, probably. I'm telling you. So I think this is a fucking life hack. And so, all right, it's fucking fantastic. If like he has like 40 companies who reach out now to business and stuff.
Yeah, and he did three
Three
conferences.
conferences. Let's say you average 13 per conference, which is amazing. And this is
Yeah.
a B2B play. So you're not selling $13 a subscription. No, you're selling a lot of money worth of
I don't
subscription.
know, 20,
Probably
30,000 a month.
yeah, and then also over long term, right? These business contracts are usually a couple of years. So that
Especially
is
when you
worth it.
integrate it, right? Because you integrate the AI tools and then like, bro, when you want to switch all of that, it's like, what is it? Not SAP. If you have that
Yeah,
integrated,
SAP.
SAP if it integrated, fucking impossible to switch. It's like, all right,
Man,
fuck.
SAP is crazy. They actually have a clause, and if you want to switch or delete your data, you have to pay them extra. They're like, look, if you want to get out of a contract, you pay us 500,000. There you go, my boy.
And people pay for this, right? It's just like, well, all right, here we go.
Now, SAP is crazy. I mean, there's a reason why it's the biggest. I think it's the biggest one, biggest company in Germany, right?
Yeah,
Valued
oh yeah,
highest,
for sure.
and at least the biggest tech company. It is insane. But we're digressing here. Coming back to the conferences, Lucas. So, conferences, yes or no? Do you think okay, in our case, all right, we're working with AI.
Oh, be incredible.
How, for Be Incredible or other future investment, like how would you see us going to the next one? What would be the pitch? Let's say, what niche would we go in?
I mean, all right, let's say we be incredible. It's AI mental health. I would try to get become a speaker, bro.
And what would you
Like,
speak? What was the conference? What would we talking about? What would we talking about? Because I think this is the thing that Lucas and I would need to play. We would like we go there up as twins, right? People
oh
fucking
man,
love twins.
always people love working with twins. People love talking to twins.
I
It's
don't know
like,
what it
what?
is.
What you working with your twin? You actually, first of all, your twin. Then the second one is that you work with him. So I think that's a definitely benefit. So that's also how
It's
I would
memorable.
exactly
You
would reach
also
out
we
to
would
them.
dress the same, obviously, because people it
I
needs
mean, we
to
look the same, but I'm very bold here,
yeah,
guys.
bold,
If you
ugly. You know, you
turn the
can't have it
camera
all,
on.
but we got a good smile.
Exactly. That's important. Smiles are important. Yeah, I would definitely go that route, trying to go for a speaker position. If well, I think
Okay,
that's the
okay,
most
all right.
pro.
We got the speaker position down now. What would be the topic though? And who would you target? Right? Because let's say Be Incredible. So there's an AI therapy app, a therapy assist slash
I would
life coach.
because
So
I wouldn't go for the B2C angle. I would go for the B2B angle, and in case the B2B angle, I would aim for basically mental well-being for big corporations. So I'm sure there's a conference for like what's it called? Wellness. I think something corporate wellness. I think something like this is the
probably.
category where people, where companies spend money on mental health for their employees, etc. Like, and I would go to one of these conferences because normally I'm sure they're boring as hell as normal people and they dress all the same. They all dress with suit, etc. I would go with jeans and a t-shirt, just like very comfy. Because
I
in
don't
the
know.
end,
I would even maybe go with a Hawaiian shirt. You know, you got to get the vibes
oh
across. You know, it needs to be so chill that it's like the contrast is very stark. You know, it's
yeah,
like,
no, actually, that's a good point. The point is that you stick out then, right? It's the
yep.
same. I listened to a I'm not sure which podcast it was again, where the woman was wearing like fucking red heels and a red dress on a fucking conference, just walking around
I
all
heard
day. And
that.
she was already tall. And then it's like, of course, everybody remembered her because she was the only one who was wearing red heels and fucking a red dress all day long walking around. And she was already tall. I think that makes a huge difference as well. And if it's twins, identical, wearing
All right,
like
we got the outfit down. So the presentation I would put in, we're definitely talking about look. If you say it's about corporate, so corporate benefits, that means talk about all the statistics here. We're pulling all the stops. You're like, look, you guys are you're saving so much money because employees are happier, which means their retention is higher. They're gonna be more productive.
I mean, that's a thing.
I'm
Like,
sure there's studies. There's 100% studies for
how
this.
many friends do we have that like work the 40 hours? Wink, wink, and like, bro, they have like a deodorant stick that works half the time just in a Word document pressing the space button. Or so I think like that's one of these things. I believe it can increase a lot because also people need meaning. Like, I think like, that's something it could provide with.
All right. So the question is then. So
Also on the B2B part, if you have a dashboard so people can see how the in general the mood of the company is,
dashboard is
makes it
nice.
makes a huge difference because you also not only you have to set because yes, it's nice for the corporate to say yeah it's more efficient, but they want to see numbers, right? They want to see how much can it increase. So you have a current state and an improvement. So I think that's something that should be really important integrated.
Bro, people love dashboards. People love
Man, I
stats,
love
bro.
dashboards. I love
Who doesn't
stats.
like stats, man? This reminds me of when we had Gazoom and we're like thinking about pivoting into stats. Well, actually, we did a little bit of stats, but yeah. That'd be fucking sick. I mean, people like this is the thing. Like in Overwolf, when we work with them, there's this one company who has all the stats. Like I think what are they called again?
Velostrats.
Velostrats.
No, it's ours.
No, no,
That was
no,
our
but no,
Vel.
no, it's just something with stats. CS:GO stats, CS:GO stats. I think they call it, or something like that. A tracker network, tracker network.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Tracker
Track
network.
network.
So basically, tracker network. And the thing is, you have a fucking lock-in effect because once the people sign up, they're not gonna switch to another one because they
Hell
have all
no.
their stats in there. And man, people stay in so much time on there. They spend like 15, 20 minutes on an app that doesn't do anything besides show you fucking numbers. How fucking weird is that? Like, think about it.
But it's like, oh my god, look at this. I improved my rank. I'm not now bronze 5. I'm now silver 5. I'm
Yeah,
still a
it's
fucking
fucking
noob.
game changer. This is wild to me. So I'm like, all right, okay. I'm fucking looking at all this shit and just doing it, and then you can fucking run ads. It's just like, what the fuck? People are just so. It's like, bro. I don't know if you guys ever have done a fucking health checkup, and when you see your stats, you're like, oh yeah,
Oh, it's like, oh my god.
look at my testosterone level. Ah,
So good. Oh my god, it's all in range. Oh my god, tell me how amazing I
they
am.
told me that my kidney would look bad because of my protein consumption. Hell no, bitch. It's fucking amazing. My kidney values are good. Whoever says that whey protein no good, check out my kidney values, boys.
But we also drink a lot of water. That's also another point.
It's
All
true.
right, coming back. So we got the speech going, we got the outfit going. So when is the next conference, Mark?
Well, no, you still gotta look at. We're only halfway there. All right, now they remember us, but now they're gonna talk to us, right? So be approachable. So where are we hanging? Where's the proverbially a water cooler where we're hanging out at those conferences? Literally a water cooler? Are we going out for food? Where we going, man? Where we going?
I mean, honestly, probably next to the stage because after you spoke, you want to
All right, but
mingle
you
there a
only have
little
one
bit.
pitch. It's a
But
3-day event. Let's say 2-day event. We don't 3 days. We're told.
I mean, the VIP zone, I have no idea. That's also the thing. Like, what are you looking for? Are you looking for B2B partners? Is it now our own conference
But
for
yeah, exactly.
corporate?
But this is for us. We're already in that scenario. Think
All right,
about it,
for us, I don't know. You start, and then
bro.
I'll
Honestly,
chime in.
all right. So this is the thing. I would go first. We do our thing, and then you do the slow walk around. You check and you check the classic. You look for the nine
And
sides.
smile, bro.
Smile
Say
hundred
hi
percent.
to the people. Because if they watched your speech the day before, they will talk to you if they remember it. And they're like, oh, you were the twins, right? I think that's more important. Always smile. Same in the gym, man. I'm like just saying hola
Oh,
to everybody. 'Cause it makes a huge difference. Like if you smile at somebody, they smile, already made their day.
okay. All right. I forgot already this. So before we actually go to the conference, like the 2 days before, you download the app. So we text everyone that we would be possibly interested in because you can see possible
Ah,
partners.
yeah.
We text them and
Very
be like,
smart.
yo, by the way, we have a cool presentation that you guys should check out tomorrow. So we invite everyone already over to our conference. So the people already, maybe someone will come, someone not. Be like, hey, the pitches, because you can only send a short message. Hey, my twin and I are saying I have a cool pitch tomorrow. Would be interesting for you. Come over. It adds a lot of value to your company, I think. Thanks, Jordan. And then boom, send it out. So you're already invited to your place. So already, Lucas, I'm already a step ahead. So they're coming now. They're seeing us. We're hanging out there with our flip flops, fucking bathing trunks, and Hawaiian shirt. Because we're all about that life, bro.
Sitting here in a
You know
tank
what?
top,
It should be.
record the podcast.
You know what? You know what? The Hawaiian shirt. It definitely needs to have dollar signs on it. Dollar bills because we saved the dollar bills. You gotta get them dollar bills. So we got I don't know, sunglasses, don't definitely put it on, but it's part of the outfit. You gotta put that down there. So I was like,
Have perfume that smells like oranges, just like
yeah, exactly. No. We put on a lot of
coconut.
sunscreen sunscreen because everyone knows the smell of sunscreen. It's like vacation, relaxing. So
One of these candles, these perfume candles that relaxation. Oh man.
so we got this going for us. People are already coming to our place. We hold the pitch. Obviously, it's going to be great. And then we just talk to them, you know. And the thing is, then we probably have to then split up two groups, like because there's going to be so many talk to us, right? And then we're like, okay, and then you connect them together. Because let's talk with my brother as well. And then you bring them later after, and then the good ones, you directly take them to dinner afterwards. You're like, oh, you want to grab some snacks? Let's grab some snacks.
Bro, I always have snacks with me,
And
bro,
depending on what
because,
they
like,
look like,
well, think about every normal conference.
bro, depending on
Like,
what
the
they
food is
look like,
shit,
you
and it's
what depending on what they look like, you hand them out actually protein bars. And if they don't look like they go to the gym, you give them candy bars. Give 'em like a nut bar, something healthy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
oh, bro.
I don't know. I think that's a pretty good idea.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
All right, so we got this already going. So we're digressing here, but then you obviously then you have all right. We have the context now. So what are the next steps, Lucas?
I mean, in general, once you have already the context and you made some meaningful connections, and with that, I mean, like, literally talk to them for more than 2 minutes, like, oh, it would be nice to talk to. But if you actually go on dinner with them or meet them for something else, you build a personal connection. Especially, for example, let's stick with investors just for sake here. Then, and if they're not like a analyst, right? Because with analysts, you don't even need to spend your time if they're really.
It depends how big the
Yeah,
business
but
is.
normally not. Normally not. It's
Yeah,
like,
normally not. No.
because they're like, oh yeah, cool people, but normally you want like a decision maker, and if you have a decision maker, man, follow up. Like, follow ups are so important. So let's say the conference ended Sunday, just send Sunday night an email and be like, hey, or WhatsApp, whatever you have, like, hey, it was great meeting you. Mention one or two things that made him stand out and why you wanted to talk to him, and then send the email. Because then the first thing on Monday morning, when they go to the office, they will read that email and say, huh, Mark and Lucas, the twins. That was actually really nice. And then you still have these 2 points. And I think that's really, really important. And that makes a huge difference.
So getting touch points in
I
basically
mean, that's
and
the
follow
same
up.
with for us with friends, right? So when friends come over, stay over afterwards, Mark and I tend to send a message, hey, thank you for coming over. It was great seeing you. Because it makes a huge difference. Because people undervalue or underestimate the value of a nice follow-up. It must be just a quick, can be a very quick, but
Always put the name in there.
yes, exactly. Also, like, one of the best name, well, actually the best
Word.
word that a person can hear is their own name.
That's true.
So, like, go to
The
a
favorite
super,
word.
exactly, supermarket, and you just read the name tag and be like, uh, "Thank you, Sophia. Thank you." And they're like, they look at you, "What? How do you know my name?" I mean, of course, you just read it there, but it makes a huge difference.
I agree. I agree. All right. So we ran through the scenario. So we think this is still a good thing. Go to
Yes,
conferences.
I believe if you're doing like this, it has potential. But otherwise, if you're just sitting there, just be like, I hope somebody will notice that I'm special or worth talking to. It's not going to happen. You have to make it happen. So you have to, like, take actions.
All right. So like everything in life, get a grip on it and let's fucking go.
All right. All right, everybody. I think that's the podcast. Let us know what you think, especially of the mics. Do they sound better or worse? Our now in person setup. I mean, I think I agree with vibing better like this than actually over
There's no
internet
lag. No
connection.
lags this time.
There's no lag. I really, really liked it. And of course, guys, catch you next one.
Peace.